Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Friday market wrap up. Thanks for being patient with me today. I am going out of town tomorrow, so I've had a lot to do to sort of wrap up, and I was not as active in the Discord as I would have hoped today. I know we saw a lot of action, especially with FTM that we had been waiting for a level on for quite some time. So we're going to take some time to review BTC as well as FTM, and we'll sort of do a deep dive into some of the analysis and kind of how things, wound up working out with those as well as LTC. So what we can see happened here when we had the FOMC meeting, we got this break above, and something that I called for was basically to swing failure this high here. We did just that. We actually didn't get as high as I thought we would. There's quite a bit of liquidity still up here that we did not grab, but we did go through our first pocket here. We got the deviation, the swing failure, re-entered back into the channel. And at this point, I was very much saying, yeah, I very much expect to go lower. And this was sort of what I used as my reference at the time. If we go down to an hourly time frame, I was looking for kind of this push up and then this move down, immediately. And we didn't see quite that same volatility that we did in the last FOMC meeting that fractal suggests. Instead, we had a move down, and then we sort of just, honestly, we've basically just ranged it down, where we sort of put in a range, move down a bit, range, move down a bit, range, move down, range, move down, and so on and so forth, right? And at this point, we have hit all, and you can see that these were really nice little pivot points. We've moved down, we consolidated, hit this liquidation price, consolidated, and have now hit this one. And from here, this was ultimately my sort of my primary target here, was this 16.5, 16.6 zone. There are quite a few levels here, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we got one more small push down. And I just want to, let's see if we can pull this up here. Here it is. So we can see we front ran this naked point of control just by a little bit. And I don't know if you guys recall, but I was talking about this level when we were here, and I wanted to tap it, and instead we front ran the level and had continuation to the upside. Now, if we just zoom out and take a look at this, and I just want to kind of show you guys what is going on here, as we could see we had all of these lows. And if you follow me on Twitter, the moment we got up here, I posted this chart and I said, okay, it's time to take out some lows. And we have done just that. So far, we've successfully taken out this one here, and now we have taken out this one, which again are big areas of liquidity. We cut right through this daily level. So we do have a little bit more room to the downside if we happen to go sideways, but generally it's the weekend, so we typically on weekends expect price just to go sideways. Okay, and then from there, when the market opens, for me personally, what I see here, if this is, let's say, like the beginning of an impulse wave, we would then expect, we would expect a wave two to, somewhere in this zone here. Something like we range sideways into the weekend. Sunday night, we get sort of this move up, come up to somewhere in here, whatever, and then we have likely continuation to the downside, right? But at this point, we do have, at least on Binance, $12 billion in negative delta, which when we were up here, we had $12 billion in positive delta, and we can see just how quickly that unwound, right? So I would expect some degree of a retracement to the upside. Now, in the event that this is just an incredible unwinding here, if we don't see upside, I would at the very least expect sideways consolidation. What generally what I've been seeing here is that we are that this rally to the downside is exhausted and it's reaching an exhaustion point, especially here. To me, this was like a primary target of mine before at least retracing. I honestly thought that we would get it here. So I have laddered in here, and I laddered in more longs even here. Bear in mind, I am short from this zone here. Okay, so I do still have some of my short open that allows me to more comfortably ladder into longs here, but I would expect some degree of, at the very least, consolidation. But what I'm seeing here is this grind down, and like here, I'll tell you what's a little bit like concerning to me about this grind down. And I know that there's like some FUD right now with Binance, and I don't know all the details about it. I know it has something to do with their audit, and people are running up their insolvent, etc. But we're just seeing this grind down that was exhausted when it was here. Okay, and we had massive amounts of negative delta here, and now we're down here and we have even more. And we're honestly, we're not seeing that great of a reaction to the upside, right? To squeeze some of these late shorters, and then have continuation. And here's what concerns me about that is that means despite this rally being exhausted, right, being pushed down, and you can even see that the RSI we're seeing, bullish divergence, bullish divergence, bullish divergence over and over again on a couple different time frames. And what it tells me is just that the buyers just aren't interested. So what happens if buyers aren't interested in these levels that we've had here? They weren't interested here, and we can see some degree of an interest here, but it's not necessarily what I would want to see. And meanwhile, what is price doing? It's just slowly grinding down. So we'll have to, do a deep dive and sort of, analyze where we might actually see some degree of a reaction. But this to me means that there is like a larger degree of fear in the market where people don't want to buy at these levels. They would have to say, okay, I think my risk reward is best at, and we'll have to wait and see. Okay, because obviously people don't think that right now, at least, that it's here, and they especially didn't think that it's here, hence why we're going lower. But like my system and everything that I'm seeing right now is saying, yes, this is a buy opportunity. We are going to see a retracement. I even had a lot of that here. So to not see it at this point really means, in my opinion, that there is a great deal of fear in the market, that buyers are not interested, despite the fact that my systems are saying that this would actually be a nice buy opportunity, at least like I said, for some degree of a scalp or a retracement to the upside. That means that there is some degree of fear in the market. Okay, so we are at that level. We'll do some evaluating. Like I said, maybe we'll get one more push down to the 16,500 level to get this untapped, this naked point of control here. And then at that point, ultimately it comes down to just simply rotating the range. Okay, so we do, we hit the bottom of the range, midline, bottom, midline, made our way to the top of the range, and now with range trading, you would simply expect to rotate to the bottom. So we'll have to, like I said, play it by ear, and on Monday we can reevaluate and do a little bit more of a dive into this price action. Taking a look at LTC, this just played out phenomenally. I pointed this out like a number of times. We had this wedge here, laddered into short positions here and here, took profit at 74 here, got our move up, and I actually took profit back at 74 again. And this was like during the FOMC meeting. I wanted to de-risk my positions and look for something else. And I was considering that we would get a move up, and we actually did not get that move up. Instead, we just very simply continued to fall. And I had been saying this for quite some time, that LTC really looked like it was going to fall off a cliff. We did some consolidating here, and you can see we just took out this low and this low, and now we've hit to the dollar at the midline of our sideways range, right? And for me, this is the 618 here, an untapped daily. In my opinion, like this general area here would sort of be like our final zone target for this wedge. Now, with that said, again, pending BTC, maybe we do come down, we simply consolidate, maybe get some degree of a move up, but then we have continuation to the downside. So we'll simply have to play this by ear. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on kind of what happened and how nicely this short play worked out, right? It was just a really nice short and easy setup, and it just played out wonderfully. So looking at FTM, a trade that was not so great. We have been waiting on this zone. You know, you can see I had it put over here. We've been waiting on this zone for quite some time. And the reason why is because we had this this cup and handle formation here, and I was looking to create a handle, you know, coming down typically to the uh, midway point from the depth to the height of the cup. And I feel like I should have seen this. I feel like I should have seen this sign a little bit better here. But you know, we sort of had this range down, right? And price broke up, had a deviation here, and it really did take quite a while to finally reach this zone. Um, this is something I'm definitely going to put in my journal here, like in terms of time. I feel like given where BTC was and the extent of the move that we were expecting to the downside, you know, maybe and how long it took for this handle to play out, and the fact that it had a deviation kind of above this channel here, I think that, you know, had we gotten here, let's say like back here or maybe even here at one of these 2 points, had we gotten to the 0.5, like I think that that would have been a great opportunity. But the fact that it took this long, deviated the high of the range here, right? And then had this very aggressive move down where it actually cut through, you know, the bottom of our channel here. The bottom of our channel here like this, right? We can see it literally just cut right through. And earlier today I said, you know, if I don't see FTM reclaim this channel, I'm very much going to lose interest in it. And, you know, unfortunately for me, I wasn't at home. So I truthfully did not expect things to play out this quickly or to move down this fast. But, you know, that's a part of trading, especially crypto, right? So I wasn't at my PC, but I was getting the alerts throughout this process here. And, you know, when this to me was the red flag for future reference. This was the key level that we wanted to hold, which is the 0.5. When you see it fall through, back test it for then a rejection. At this point, this is a really good, okay, I'm going to cut my losses, right? What did we want to see? A reclaim of the channel. What did we see instead? We lost the 0.5 fib that we wanted to see held. Cut through, back tested it, flipped it to resistance, and then a massive drop to the 618 and the 66 down here. Okay. So that that would have been the invalidation. And again, I apologize that I wasn't there in the Discord today because I would have loved to have walked you guys through this. I know that this was a trade and a level that we've been watching for since, honestly, since back in here. So it's been, you know, about 10 days that we've been watching this level. And finally, when it gets there, it just very much cuts through, right? So lesson learned, it's just something to keep in mind with this timing and how long it did take to do that, right? And then especially cutting down through the level like this, not seeing strength in here, and then back testing the level we wanted to see held, you know, not good. And I did get stopped out. I had my stop, you know, right around in here. So I did get stopped out on this move down and lost a little bit there, but you know, that's just the way things go sometimes. So hopefully, you know, despite this loss here, hopefully you guys did make out on LTC. And hopefully we will make out coming up on BTC as well. Like I said, this is a very aggressive drop here. And honestly, if you're going to play this the smart way, what you're going to want to see is our move down, move up, back test the 618 like we always talk about. Maybe see some, you know, nice divergences here, and then continuation to the upside with market structure change. Okay, we want to see the setup. We don't want to blindly long at this point, especially given how aggressive. Look how aggressive this move down is. I mean, let's just look at the daily candle. I mean, look at that daily candle. Just cut right through, as they say. You take the stairs up and the elevator down. So trade safe. Again, this weekend, I'm simply expecting sideways unless we are blessed with another FUD event featuring Binance, which hopefully we're not. But yeah, in the meantime, let's trade safe. I will be out of town until Monday, so I will get us a Monday market update. Be safe in the markets. Look for confirmed setups. Let's not just trade the levels like we were looking to do earlier today. Let's instead proceed with caution and look for an actual setup, you know, a falling wedge, bullish divergences, a large amount of negative delta in the market, a swing failure pattern, etc. Okay. So all right, well, I will see you guys in the Discord. I'll pop my head in throughout the weekend, but I will most certainly be back on Monday with a market update video. Enjoy your weekend, guys.